Hi, this is Kim from Sew A Lot, and today we're working on block number 4 of the Kona block of the month. So it's a beautiful quilt, a lot of pieces, but it's really pretty. So we're going to start with this block today. Let's start by going through the colors you use in this one. The A is hyacinth, and that is this color here. That's A. The next B is purple, and that would be this color here. C is tulip, and you'll see I'm just going around the block here. This one is tulip. D is crocus. It's a lighter purple. E, bright berry. F is deep blue. G is lapis. This is G. H, the other bright blue. And then I is at the top, the bright blue. I. So basically what we did, A, B, C, D, E, F. F is up here. G, H, and I. I is the brightest blue. So hopefully that'll help you figure out your colors. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is in step number 1, you're going to gather all your 4 7/8 fabric A and J triangles. And if you notice on the 4 7/8 for fabric A, you were to cut the 4 7/8 square and then cut it once on the diagonal so that you got the triangle. And then on the A fabric, same thing. So you're going to make 4 of these half square triangles, all the same. And just like the others, these are our corner squares of the block. I'm not going to show you how to do this because I think everybody's got it down now, where you just line up the triangles, stitch 1/4 inch across the long diagonal, press it towards the dark side, the blue, and then this square should measure out at 4.5. And I do check all of my measurements as I went along with this block. So take your ruler, make sure it's 4.5. Everything will turn out fine. Okay, so we got 4 of these. I'm going to set these to the side. When you cut, there was cuts to be made for B, D, G, and I. And you cut a 5 1/4 inch block and then cut it twice so that you got 4 pieces out of it. So again, that was B, D, G, and I. You would have had 4 squares out of each of those. Now, then on the next cut step, you had fabrics C, E, F, and H. And these you cut a 2.5 inch square. You cut 2 of them. So you'd have 2.5 inch squares of each of these 4 colors. And then the cuts that you made on the white were pretty similar to the other cuts. So let's go to step 2. On step 2, you're going to take your triangle from the 2 7/8 and then the 4 5 1/4 inch fabric J triangles. That's the white one. And then the 8 2 7/8. Okay, these are from fabric A. So it'd be the little triangles from the fabric when you cut the A fabric. Okay, and then with those triangles, you're going to make 4 flying geese. And again, I did one side, pressed it towards the blue, and then went back and put the other side on and pressed it towards the blue. And in the end, these should measure 2.5 by 4.5. So let's take a look at it and we'll make sure that this is the right measurement. So the 4.5 is going to go the long way. So half of 4.5 is 2 1/4. So I'm going to line up my 2 1/4 with my point and be 1/4 inch above that for my edge. Okay, so I can trim the top here and the side. Okay, and then turn it 180 degrees. We'll line up the 2.5 line with the top of the point and the top edge of the ruler. Nope, the bottom edge the 4.5 down here at the bottom. Trim that up. There we go. 4 flying geese. So remember, so far all we've worked with is the A fabric and the J fabric. So I'm going to set these aside. Now we can turn the page to page 4, step number 3. Okay, we're going to make 8 of these little rectangles, but they're kind of tricky because each one is different, either in the color of the fabric that's used or the direction of the triangle. Okay, and the fabrics we're going to use are C, E, F, and H. And so to start off with, you're going to need 2 of each of those. And then you will need the J rectangle, the 2.5 by 4.5. So there's the 2.5 by 4.5. And then my square of the purple. Let me show you when we finish these colors what it's going to look like. You're going to have 2 rectangles with triangles on them, one going to the top right corner and one going to the lower right corner. Okay, in each color. So there's one of them, and then you'll have one in this blue, same thing, upper right, lower right, and then in purple, lower right, upper right. Okay, so one of each in each color. Okay, so I've already done this one, the lower right of this one. Let me show you how I did it. So when I did these, I did all of the upper right corner first. I did these together, and then I did these separately after I did those. That way I didn't get confused on which corner I was going towards. We're going to start with this one, and it'll be the upper right corner. I've already drawn my line across the square, so something to follow when I sew it. And I'm just going to line up my fabrics. So I went ahead and sewed across the diagonal. Now I like to check mine first. So I'm going to fold this over. See how close I am to the corner? Yeah, looks pretty good. So I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch outside of my stitch line, my triangle. And then I'm going to press this towards the purple. So there's my finished block. Okay, now it should measure 4.5 by 2.5. So I'm going to check that. Looks pretty good. I could take off just a little bit right there, and I think it's ready. So now I've got those 2. Once again, they're going to make a point. The picture shows it like this. So I'm going to tell you like this. Upper right-hand corner, lower right-hand corner. Okay, now I'm going to set these to the side because we don't need them yet. We got more to put together. So for this next, you're going to be using fabrics B, D, G, and I. We're going to make a 1/4 square triangle. It looks like this. So, and we're going to do it in 4 colors. These 4 colors. Okay, so let's talk about how we do that. So we're going to start with a white and a purple. And if you notice in the diagram, you want the right angle down at the bottom. It shows it like this, but I'm going to flip it over so that I can put both right angles side by side, just like this. Okay, and I'm going to do that same thing with the other set. So I just need to sew down the centers here. So I'm going to put the purple on top, and we'll sew that right along the edge. So I'm going to open these up, and they will be identical. Okay, and I'm going to press the seam towards the purple, the dark side. All right, next step's easy. We're just going to take one, flip it around, and right there will be our 1/4 square triangle. So I'm going to flip this one up on that one. And because we did both of our seams towards the dark side, they can nest together real good there in the center. So I'm just going to sew along that long edge there at the bottom. Okay, and we open that up. There's our 1/4 square triangle. I'm a little off there in the center. I am going to try and fix that. Okay, now I'm going to press this like a pinwheel. If you see that the white is going this direction and this direction, so I can take the center and keep going in that same direction all the way around, just like that. So we'll give it a press, and it's all finished. We're just going to measure and square it up at 4.5 inches. So I put the diagonal line of the ruler on the diagonal line of the square. Make sure that I have 4.5 on all sides. I think I'm a little short here at the bottom. Go ahead and cut there. Across the top. All done. So now we have 4 of these squares and all 4 colors. All right, so I'm going to put these to the side. Okay, once you have all those pieces together, you're ready to lay it out so that you can start sewing it together. So what you should have left in your pile of fabrics, cut fabrics you haven't used, is the center square. I believe it's a 4.5 inch square, and then 2.5 inch white squares. Now, this 4.5 is going to be our center. And then the white squares, one goes on each corner. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our 4 flying geese that we made in the second step, and you're going to place them around that center square so that the white points inward towards the blue. And that gives that star blue points, just like that. Our quarter squares are going to go on the sides, and we're going to have to pay attention onto the colors. So the top one is your austral blue, and I goes to the right hand side of the star, and the whites match up. So you have a diamond here. Up at the top is B, which I believe B is the dark purple. And again, the whites will match up. So you'll have the white match up there. On the left side is D, and D is the lighter purple, and it will match up. And down at the bottom is G, the purpley blue. So we got that matched up. Now we're going to take our rectangles with the corners, and I'm going to lay them here together, and we're going to start up here in the upper left-hand corner, and C is what goes up in that corner, and C is the lighter purple. Well, it looks darker on there, doesn't it? This one is C. It's got a little bit more pink to it than this one. Okay, so we got C. On C, you're going to lay it down so that the triangle goes towards the corner. It's going to go right above that white square there, and then the other one here. So they'll be pointing at each other. Okay, we're going to drop down to the lower left-hand corner, and we need E. E is the other purple, and E will go right here. And again, they're pointing at one another. Okay, and the right-hand corner is H. This one is H, and these are F. Okay, so the lighter blue is H, and the top is F, is the darker blue. How are you going to know if you got those in the wrong place? It will look like this, not like a butterfly. So you want these corners, you want them together so that they resemble a butterfly, like that. Okay, now your first A blocks that we made, half square triangles go in the corner with white going to the inside. Okay, just like that. It's so pretty. Okay, so now it's ready to be sewn together, and it's going to go together in rows like the others. There's 5 rows. So it will start at the top going across here, and then the skinny row right here. This will be the 3rd row, the middle, 4th, and 5th. Okay, I'm going to start with the top row, upper left-hand corner. and just go straight across. All right, there's a couple points to line up here. There's this one here and this one here. I'm going to leave this one, but I know I can get this one better. So I'm going to take out some stitches. Okay, I'm off up here too, so I'm just going to do the whole thing. Just lining up those two seams, and then I'm going to line up the top. That's better. They match. Okay, we can all breathe easier now. All right, now we got to put the end on. Ta-da! Row number 1. Row 2. We'll open that up. It'll look like that. We just have to add on the last one. Okay, row 2 and row 3. And there are points to line up, so I'm going to pin this. And then I'm going to go to the other side and do the same one on the other side. Just want to make sure that all my points match. So I'm going to check my points here on my diamonds. They look really good. So now I can sew the center square to the sides. And we got that point. So there's the center row and then the 4th row. Okay, row number 4. It's time to press. Odd rows to the left, even rows to the right. Okay, time to put the rows together. I'm going to flip 2 up on 1. So I want to match up here, 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 and here. And they all look pretty good. Hey, there's 1 and 2. I'm going to jump down to 4 and 5, and then we'll sew to the center. And we're lined up here. So this is this way. Okay, got a point there. Off a little bit right here, but not too bad. Okay, row 4 and 5. And now for our center row. Now we're going to line up the center row with the top. I'm going to pin my intersections first. Points look good. Not too bad. Okay, and there's the top and down the bottom. Okay, so a little bit of ways there and there. Well, it's pretty good. One final press. There we have it. Again, this is block number 4. Okay, so block number 4. I hope it goes well for everybody. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, bye.